Welcome back. Hopefully you've enjoyed your break, got some water, got some chips, maybe a soda, a couple slices of pizza. It's Sunday. Relax, have fun, watch some Paladins Esports. My name is Evan Rayner, and this is Rain Day. If you know me in the community, of course, Nick Keogh joining me, Hi-Rez, Pretty Hair, casting with me today. Let's talk about the wrecked chest, Nick, because that just came out. A lot of these players are using it in game. This is a good chest to jump on.
Okay. Yeah, we would just get wrecked right now. I mean, we saw Doseps popping that spray there. It's the rarest thing in the chest. You're probably going to have to scoop everything unless you're very, very lucky. But yeah, big thing here is Pair Doe. This just in does love that wrecked revolver there for Androxus. Uses no skins other than that weapon. And we talked about his Valentine's revolver as well. So from time to time, even the greatest of Godslayers do break down and play with toys.
I mean, that's the cool thing, right? I mean, Pair Doe, he just keeps not arrogance, but I mean, the guy plays Androxus all the time. He comes off as, not necessarily the most childish of figures, but this wreck chest has got him reliving his memories as a youth. Who knows what types of gods he was slaying? Who knows how he was doing the slaying? All things to fantasize on a nice Sunday. But either way, today he's trying to wreck some people. And that spray, that to me, that's the biggest one as well. You got to get the spray and let them know that you just made a hot play. So that get wrecked chest available currently in Paladins right now, if you go ahead and log in. And of course, if you're playing Paladins, there's a big opportunity for you to be a part of not only the PC scene, but the console scene. That's coming up in a big way. If you don't know, Paladins is an open beta for console on PS4 and Xbox One, which is an incredibly cool thing if you want to play on console and check out this cool action. But also, we're going to DreamHack with Console Wars as well, Nick.
Yeah, this really cool process about to start. There is a little bit of an error. You can check it out on the esports.paladins.com. That's the website with all the sorts of esports info on the console wars, on the PC path to the premier, DreamHack, Valencia, all that good stuff. But it's going to be a similar-ish format to what we're doing right here, just open bracket qualifiers for you and your console buddies. And like we mentioned, it's in open beta, so it's completely for free. If any of you guys have any interest getting your buddies together and maybe making a team, you can do that on either PS4 or for Xbox.
All right. Well, let's head into the actual set for today. We're ready for the map draft. It will be Denial versus Kungarna now on this bottom side of the bracket. So let's take a look at what will be going forward here. It is going to be Fish Market Band as well as Jaguar Falls. And the first map, yet again, will be Stone Keep.
Yeah, Stone Keep here for Kungarna versus Denial. I'm really excited to watch Kungarna play. They have a bunch of cool new faces in the scene. Most, I think, notable Random Noob TV for me is a guy that I watch stream from time to time, high-level ranked player, really good guy, good attitude, and, it's always good to see somebody like that kind of get a team together and succeed, make it to the semifinals, make it on to broadcast, get a real shot at making it into that next stage, into the round robin.
Always exciting to see friendly faces kind of take the next step into showing up in different ways that you don't see them already. Streamers turn pro. It's maybe not really happened at a huge level before. It's usually the other way around, but maybe we'll see Random Noob TV have some success. He's already gotten to the semis. Now he's just got to face off against stolzey, Bitey, and PrinceDanny. So kind of a little bit of a tougher task. We'll see if he's up for it. And his team, led by the veteran leadership there of Michael, who used to be a part of the Paladin scene, now back in an ownership role. So the champion draft is ready to go. Let's see which of these two teams in North America will get the better of each other in the draft.
And this is going to be very interesting, answering a lot of questions. Denial are in a, not a weakened spot right now, but they are vulnerable, I think, to Kungarna right now. Denial pick up the first pick, Ruckus, and they have a lot of questions to answer for themselves today. Shady kind of leaving and PrinceDanny coming in. Just looking at PrinceDanny and stolzey, they seem like they play a lot of the same stuff. So it's going to be a kind of a shakeup here for this Denial roster to figure out who's going to be playing what, who gets the priority on this Androxus is going to be my biggest question for this roster.
So far, no Androxus priority at all. Ruckus taking first pick by Denial, leaving a lot on the board. Kungarna take Androxus and Drogos to respond. And Nara and Cirrus looking to be locked in and hovered. So Denial with two frontliners and a healer right now. A lot of synergy between Nara and Cirrus on this map.
Yep, communication definitely going to be there. I mean, Awry and Wiffle have been playing together for a long time, so that sort of punching through is going to be easy. And, you know, the VFX for Earth and Guard for Inara, that debuff immunity state, is pretty easy to see. Even if you don't have the communication, you don't need to clutter comms with that. The Nio team, very veteran to the scene. They're going to be able to pull that off pretty easily. Maldamba Makoa. So Makoa does go 7th here in the draft between Denial and Kungarna.
Cassie looking to be hovered by Denial, giving them some mid-range fighting potential, but also the long-range poke. We often call her arrow silent because you just don't realize how much damage she's doing from range until it's almost too late with a blast shot to follow up. Exaction probably going to be the legendary she chooses, but Eevee now hovered over for Denial will be locked in and give them some range pressure in case some funky Kinessa or backline kind of damage seems to be picked up by Kungarna to finish.
And a Victor being picked into an Eevee right now for Kungarna. They're looking for, I guess, more hit scan, more long range, something. But with Shaolin on the table, I think that might be a better option personally. Yeah, I don't know. Not too much for me to say here. Picking Victor into Eevee for me is almost like picking a Drogos into an Androxus. Could be rough, but you know, you could go for like a hipfire style build maybe and build a bunch of HP and try to just outbox her. It's definitely a possibility.
Absolutely. There's a lot of ways this can play out. I think it's enough speculation. Time to see what happens when these two teams take aim and jump into the realm versus each other. Stonekeep, first map. Here we go. Denial is not just a river in Egypt. It's a team playing against Kungarna right now. And they're going to be lining Wi-Fi, starting things with the Mother's Grace and Nara. It looks like Exaction Cassie for stolzey this time around. Mortal Reach for Saris's Awry Saris. Aerial Assault for Bitey's Ruckus. And Reprieve for Prince Danny on the Eevee.
Welcome Kungarna for the first time in the semifinals of these open bracket qualifiers, guys. It's going to be MrHazee on the Rapid Gourd, Maldamba Pluck for Amosts, Makoa Vandyy for Darkstalker and Droxus, a Hipfire Firefight Victor for Dreiss's Victor. Random Noob TV will be playing Fuselage Drogos, 2 Wreckers, 2 Cauterizes, and a Chronos for the guys in purple.
Bitey on the point, looking to hold things down. Jumps up in the air, contest the Victor, and this is not what he expected. He's like, on the point, let me throw a grenade down there. Wait. Coming through to attack me devilishly strong with that DPS, and he is absolutely wrecking in the back line of Odin, excuse me, not Odin's Chosen, Kungarna. So they are falling like leaves on a tree, man.
Welcome to the big leaves, young blood. They came in hot. And this aerial assault Ruckus, that's something you got to be prepared for when you're going against Bitey or against Wardoom or Bonker for that matter, or even Perdo. You know, we love it. Look at Bitey. He's just literally chasing people off the high ground. I love to see this style of play come through from the Ruckus. He's a big, fat flanker.
And that's right. He's doing a great job of doing the interesting job that Ruckus has on the battlefield. Not necessarily just to hold down a point and an objective. He's got incredible opportunities to give damage reduction to his teammates, but also to provide DPS more so than almost any other tank. They're going to come through strong in this department. Wi-Fi as well, doing a lot of work with the Stone Spear that Inara has. 2 minutes now, the payload been stalled, but they are slowly but surely pushing through with Denial.
Kungarna they're holding it down right now, and I like to see that now they have a legitimate chance at these team fights without, you know, having miniguns shoved down their throat by Bitey. A chance to kind of talk it out and figure out what they want to do, execute a plan a little bit here. They're winning these fights. They're getting consistent picks. Denial have not been able to move this payload an inch.
No, not at all. And Prince Danny, he's going to have to do some work. He's new to the roster, and it's going to be interesting to see how to kind of combine the characters, the personalities, the play styles of stolzey and PrinceDannyTV together. But Danny looks to be cleaning things up. That's an answer if I ever got one. PrinceDannyTV with a great shot onto Vandyy to make it an advantage to his squad.
The wall could be deadly here. Now, not that great from Wi-Fi, but not going to shut anyone off. Random Noob getting pressured out. 3 members remaining from Kungarna, but they're now reconvening with all of those respawns coming through. Bitey is up on the high ground once again, trying to pressure out this Drogos, doing his Androxus' job for him, using those advances just to stay up in the air and out of that gourd damage. Beautiful positioning here from Bitey.
And stolzey on the left-hand side too, pressuring Amos about 3,000 damage onto the big turtle in the front line, poking him around and just forcing him out of this fight so he can't contest this payload as it moves towards the capture. Now, stolzey still with 1 streak on his name, hasn't found the killing blows, which is what he's looking for Danny to help do. He wants to get him low, and Danny blinks in, finishes him off. The randomnoobtv will take down Wi-Fi, and Vandyy will follow up with Eevee, leaving stolzey by himself.
Nice Dragon Punch that they need to stabilize right now. Have a couple of key ults as well. Everything except that Dragon Punch, so that was all they needed. But Denial made a lot of progress, and that can kind of happen on Stone Keep when you do give up all the ground before your base. So Kungarna have 1 more team fight to hold. Maybe they're going to have this Eevee here in position, maybe to blink and just stall this overtime.
randomnoobtv on the Drogos fighting off onto Inara, but Wi-Fi is going to get the last shot onto him. Awry will come through with the convergence. Hexafire for Bitey. He picks up 2 in the process. Overtime taking away, but this could easily be Denial's objective secure.
Overtime. A response here from Kungarna, and Dreiss is going to try to hold this down for however long he can, but now Dread Serpent coming through. Very, very last second chance here for Kungarna to hold on. PrinceDanny gets 1, but 3 for 1. Is it going to be the odds that Denial need to win this team fight? There's a 4 for 1. And Kungarna, against all odds, by the skin of their teeth, hang on and tie things up 1-1. Wow, that was close.
Very, very close. And this is good for Kungarna. I mean, the fact that we see a lot of teams in a similar position against Denial, against formerly Astral Authority, now Odin's Chosen, crumbled to that 2-0 deficit. The fact that they've stated, no, we're here to play. Let's even things up. We're back on square one. That's a big statement for me.
Yeah, so items starting to come through right now. The defense probably held long enough for those level 2 offensive items to be able to be purchased by Kungarna. And that's the big thing here. That's how you know, you lost that round, you didn't capture the payload, but you're hanging in there. All things are probably going to be equal here going into this round, but more ultimates used on the side of Kungarna here. They do have the Accursed Arm and the Ancient Rage. Only the Scout and the Seismic Crash available, so the Accursed Arm comes out pretty early. It's hard to get value when that's the first cooldown used in a fight, though.
Oh, PrinceDannyTV, though, in the back line, pressuring everyone out, up in the... Oh, Danny with the long-range shot from downtown, takes down amosts, and he does do some work, but randomnoobtv and Dreiss come back with some follow-up damage. Awry forced to shadow travel out of there. 42% for Denial, but not the full objective capture.
Kungarna get on the point, just now stepping on there and starting to close this gap. They won a team fight, but already all 5 members of Denial are back and ready to contest once again. They didn't make great use of that window they fought so hard for.
And that's what they need to capitalize on, Nick. Amosts on the point, using the Ancient Rage. Awry forced into the shadow travel as well. Bitey and Wi-Fi look to be crumbling here. Awry seemed to be caught between who should he heal, but now he's down. Wi-Fi falls, and it's seeming like Kungarna have the upper hand in this point fight.
These guys are good. They are winning consistent fights over Denial here when there wasn't, they were taking them back at first by that Ruckus, hopping up onto the high ground and destroying their victor instantaneously. But past that, once these fights have kind of gone at their own pace, it's been very, very good stuff from Kungarna. But the Ice Storm is going to lock down this Makoa, given an early first pick over the way of Denial.
It locked down a lot of people. It forced randomnoobtv back, and they can't do anything for a few seconds right when they should be zoning away Denial from the objective. So PrinceDannyTV with more of a utility-oriented Ice Storm that proves to be the difference maker in this point objective. So close for Kungarna, but Denial come away with this one yet again.
Yeah, just getting very clumped up and not really caught out, but they got locked down pretty heavily by PrinceDanny's Ice Storm there. So a good start. Denial comes roaring back in, are able to find that. But Kungarna, don't hang your head. They're finding very consistent fights and very clean team fights here. 3 for 1s or more in a lot of cases against Denial.
Now, Nick, you talked about, this victory. Weren't sure it was going to work. Seems to be working thus far. Dreiss really for Kungarna. He's running the hip fire Victor. Is this a choice you like here?
I think I do, because A, it's good against Eevee, as well as he's sitting behind this Makoa and just looking for heavy burst damage follow-up onto Dredgeanger targets. Very, very good, easy to execute, an effective strategy for newer teams.
So much damage here from the Victor, and that's PrinceDanny's job to try and shut him down as well. PrinceDanny, though, in the back line, trying to find Dreiss. Just can't get his eye onto him, going into the iron sights. But right now, he knows that the 2 tanks in front of him are the ones that need to get taken down. But in front of him is a kind of a vague word when Bitey's in the sky. Maybe above him, a little bit more appropriate there. Vandyy gets 2. And now 1 minute and 22 seconds. Bitey just trying to come to the rescue of PrinceDanny, and he surely will, taking down MrHazee.
Pretty good progress made so far. However, Drogo's putting some big damage into Bitey. Bitey is eating rockets left and right. Dreiss puts the final blow into the ruck as he falls down, and Denial have to make their retreat, have to exit stage left here. Big duel going on right now between Vandyy and PrinceDanny in the back line, and Drox's first EV. stolzey comes in, makes it a quick 1v1 and says, what up, man? 910 to the back of the dome.
I mean, that if he sprayed there, I think that would have been just disrespectful. He comes in, just disrupts the duel. You don't disrupt a man duel like that, but unfortunately, he decided that it was his time to secure the lead for his squad. Nice roll into the wall, and that will heal him back up thanks to Saris. Now, Vandyy on the end of stolzey's arrow yet again, and this time, the capture objective will be secured and the payload push to boot. So that's 2 points in this round. 3-1 goes the score. It's all up to Denial to finish it off, or Kungarna to get their first objective here.
Yeah, stolzey found a lot of good angles in that fight. A lot of good, just, not really being the focus of anyone's ire, I think, in that team fight. Was free firing a lot of the time, scooted under Androxus, I think, without being noticed as well, and got great positioning on the stairs to just free fire, and that's pretty much what Cassie wants to do. So stolzey with the scout here, he's going to be heading into the fight, has his cauterized 3. Everyone has their cauterized 3s. Who has started that item for Denial, and it's only Dreiss who has the caught 3 for the side of Kungarna. But with the Nara on your team, it's not as big of an issue, and Nara's been pretty quiet. Just, because she has no ability, and you've got Bitey who's just flying all around the map on this tank, it's kind of hard to watch anything but ruckus sort of in this matchup.
Absolutely. And one of the things I do want to mention, leading the damage charts, it is randomnoobtv, followed by Vandyy. So they're getting the damage done. Every single member on the side of Kungarna have several kills to their name, and that's randomnoobtv adding another one to the stat list. So they're doing well. They just aren't really coordinating on these big clutch moments. But as I say it, Vandyy and Dreiss come through, get 3 big kills. PrinceDannyTV able to kill the victor, but 42% for them, and it doesn't look to be stopping soon.
I tell you what, Vandyy is impressing me. This guy is fearless, running into one of the biggest names in North American Paladins and just having his way in the backline. It's absolutely nutty. This guy's coming away with 2, maybe more picks in every single engagement.
I think PrinceDannyTV doing a great job. He stalls it out. Great wall by Wi-Fi for the mortal reach from Saris to get in line of sight to heal him up during Earthen Guard. And although Bitey takes fall, Wi-Fi takes down Vandyy, and randomnoobtv falls to Danny, and Wi-Fi is still on the point. That was unbelievable timing. It was in tandem with the ice block from Eevee and a great wall from Inara to keep her hopes alive.
Kungarna have some big ultimates here. Dragon Punch, Dread Serpent to try and swing things back. They have to use their ultimates here. Vandyy gets spotted out early, however. Now he's under a lot of pressure. Takes half his health from Awry. Saris, not a great start to this fight for Kungarna.
MrHazee with a great Dread Serpent here. This could be big. Amos needs to live, but he's gone. That means Healer's going to have to jump onto the objective now. 99% for Denial. Kungarna trying to get it to 99 and force the overtime. It's here. Here's the gore. The wall comes through, separating both of them. Vandyy with an accursed arm can't get enough damage to take down Wi-Fi. The Stone Warden is unkillable right now. Saris healing him up, but amosts is back to change the tide.
Forward actually finds MrHazee. Kungarna, though, do get the payload. Good stuff from them.
Wow.
Just to be able to eke out that team fight just barely. Any longer, and Denial would have won that convincingly enough to take game number 1.
Unbelievable. That was crazy. I don't believe that Kungarna was able to come through and get the victory off. What great plays by Wi-Fi and I think Awry to just keep it alive. But then also PrinceDannyTV, the stalling that Eevee does so well. But then finally just getting amosts back into this fight. Vandyy, although he doesn't get the kill, stalls a lot, uses the accursed arm well. This is good stuff by Kungarna, and they're back in this game. They just need to find a pick off of amosts here, who misses the hook.
Vandyy does go down. Random noob, able to find Wi-Fi. This Fusillade Drogos paying dividends right now. Too easy to hit tanks, farming a ton of damage and getting frequent Dragon Plunge off. Here comes another one wound up around the corner. It's going to actually find stolzey.
And that is exactly one of the people you don't mind ever killing. If stolzey goes down, you say, worth it. And even if it was an ultimate use, definitely worth taking this guy who's just, he's responsible for so much momentum being built on Denial. When he starts going off, everyone feels more confident. You don't have to care about healing him. You know he's doing it all by himself. PrinceDannyTV, he's got to heal though. Salvo in his face, forcing the reprieve, which will heal him in his ice block.
you're right. You know, mathematically, you get the most value from killing a tank, but stolzey is so hard to lock down. You don't mind picking him up whatsoever. Convergence comes out, no kills just yet. Random Noob sitting on a ton of credits if he ever makes his way home from spawn on a 4th streak. 2 of his teammates already falling. Amos answers back, but Kungarna basically on their way out as they have just lost too much at this stage.
Definitely hasn't died in a long time, and he's trying to change that now. Bitey's going to get a lot of damage onto him, although he will get low. Not able to get picked up. Amos falls as well. stolzey gets the credit for that one. Dreiss in a bad spot here as the victor, just preparing to do some damage himself. PrinceDannyTV really creating a great zone distance for them, and that's one of the things that this guy can bring. He's got the confidence to play by himself, make big 1v1 plays. He's not afraid to take those fights.
14 seconds remaining. Kungarna have to get on this payload here. No defense point for denial, so the game will continue rather. Vandyy is very poked out right now. He's spotted out this whole time. He will go down. Not a great start again to this fight for Kungarna.
Dreiss with the hip fire. Victor going in on stolzey. 1v1. Disengage. Back. Tells him to go away. Seismic crash here available as well. Bitey up in the air. And Dreiss combined to get the kill. stolzey follows along, finishes the victor off, and randomnoobtv in the back line with a dragon punch will have to go back to base. And so overtime was right when he wanted to use it, but he won't get a chance.
Yeah, and lands a big shot on Vandyy as well as gets healed up. So he is snowballing this team fight. stolzey under no pressure, free firing into the back line, gets a ton of damage through. Denial hold the defense. 3, almost 4 ultimates available for them. They're going to need them all, though. Kungarna, I think, will still have the comeback mechanic here and all 5 of their ultimates to boot.
Absolutely important stuff here. And I do see Denial having an opportunity to clean things up. Kungarna still up 2 points away. So they got to not only capture this next objective, they've got to go to the next objective, either pushing it through or wait another round after defense and grab it again. A lot to go through, but they've got 5 ultimates, Nick. They might be able to make it work if they use them well.
About equalized here. Everyone hitting the tier 3 and having enough to pick up their flavor items as well. Cauterized 3, some resiliences for the tank and for the healer, so going to be able to get out of those seismic crashes, those convergences a little bit quicker. Scout popped early and often here from stolzey, giving vision of everyone. Dragon punch wound up, looking for something.
And that won't do anything for an R. The Wi-Fi by himself, and the Dragon Punch not going to actually come through. It looks like stolzey just getting the kill before that was able to connect. So that's a big time turnaround play. Almost lost the tank, but to keep all members of Denial alive.
Yeah, Kungarna using a good bit there. Don't have a ton left in the tank. Accursed Arm and Barrage now are going to have to drive this team fight home. It sucks to use 3 ultimates and lose the team fight on top of that. There comes the Accursed Arm, but Bitey is just higher than anyone in the sky right now. Pops the Hexafire as well, and looking for some kills. He's going to find one before going down to Barrage.
He does, and there's the convergence, though. It's going to pull an amosts. Get the kill, but stolzey and Wi-Fi will combine to grab a few. PrinceDanny grabs one himself. This could be the first win for the new Denial squad, adding PrinceDanny to the roster, and if it is, it'll be a great moment for them. 4-2 should be the final score here as they get their first W in this semifinal.
I love Bitey, man. He is just insane, dude. On this ruckus, I actually probably had to use 4 charges of advance to get as high as he could. Only with Bitey's specific loadout with enough cooldown reduction could you potentially get that high. Pops the Hexafire as well. Really looking for that highlight reel play. Getting a ton of damage done, though. 90,000 damage, second only to stolzey. So that's only about, 5 or 6 shots separating those two, which is insane because Bitey is just getting unheard of with his aggression on this character.
Yeah, very, very impactful stuff coming out from Bitey, and great plays by him. So much damage, and stolzey again, 95k as well on the Cassie, doing a great job. 14 deaths, a little high. Wi-Fi, though, leading the charge with dying only 7 times in this game, and about 70,000 damage to his name as well. But that's the first game. It was wrapped up. Kungarna show they can play, and they can stay with Denial for a lot of this game. So this should be an interesting set. They took it to 20 minutes, Nick. That was not bad at all.
That's a very long, it is a 4-2, but, it felt like that was a 3-3 scenario for most of that. Most of that was very close team fights. Kungarna, very impressive here. Vandyy specifically, 98,000 damage on his Androx is very good stuff for him. Random Noob as well, 120K on the Drogos, highest in the game by a large margin. So I'm very looking forward to more from this team. I hope they continue to show up and continue to make it towards the semifinals so we can watch them on broadcast.
Well, the next map will be Frog Isle. We get to watch them a little bit more today. And as we see that on your screen, the champion draft is only a few moments away. And I think looking at it, Nick, what are you expecting from Denial and Kungarna in terms of adjustments, if at all?
The Victor did a lot of damage, 32 and 13. But into the Eevee, I don't know. It could work. But once he's not being babysat by the Makoa, once he's not sort of just following up on hooks and stuff, I don't know that I really like it. I don't think it's going to work against higher level teams, against higher tier Eevee players. And especially, I don't think this will work or be something that they can lean on at LAN when, all pings are equal, skill is equal. It might be a very difficult matchup. You just can't really put yourself in a position. You can't pick into losing matchups, I don't think, going forward.
Yeah, going to be very, very important here. So let's see if they can get this thing going as the map draft, the champion draft does come through. Denial with the first pick this time, have the opportunity. They took Ruckus last time. Will they repeat it? They will. So the Goblin and Mech duo combine as the stars of Stone Keep. They actually win on that map where the cinematic features them. And now we'll see if they can take their talents to Frog Isle.
They can. Drogos being locked in here. So leaving open the Androxus. I don't know if that's a smart move from Denial. Denial are going to scoop up a Droxus 110% here. Saris, was it valuable enough to be worth picking up? Anara is being hovered as well, being pretty impactful for them. But I think I'm starting to recognize, watching the healing graphs yesterday between Gera and Bird, whatever team has Anara is basically winning the healing chart. So I don't think it's easy to say Saris is better or Maldamba is better. I think they're both good enough to heal Anara. I think it really comes down just to the debuff immunity being the strongest variable in that equation.
If you look at it, I mean, that's basically 4,000 healing you're probably not getting off, right? Maybe 3,500. How many times do you heal an Anara through a game? I mean, if it's 10 times or 5 times, I mean, you just add that up. That's maybe 30,000 healing that just comes through when it isn't for Maldamba. So that's where some of that discrepancy is definitely coming from. Makoa lined up as well. Nick, you're always surprised to see this guy go so late. He has dropped off, but I think this is a good spot for him. Still a very important and game-shifting frontliner.
And Lex, in fact, prioritized over the top of that. In fact, no hit scan. I mean, I guess if you really want to stretch it, you could say Denial just run Ruckus as a pseudo Androxus and Bitey just flying around into the backline. He's on the same level as Drogos, completely content to just box out with the greedy dragon up in the sky.
So this is interesting. This is the same draft. Denial have the exact same draft going into this map, which to me is just spells comfort, comfort, comfort. You just get to do the same thing over and over again. You get 2 games on the same champion, every single person on your team. I absolutely love that. The only difference is the healer. So Awry, he's the only one who has to make that big change with Saris being played last time and now Maldamba, but not too hard for these guys. Not even that many healers that you've played in the competitive scene. So this is going to be an easy switch. Grok, the last pick. Adding Totemic War. Do you think we're seeing that this time?
Probably, yeah. I think that's really the only reason that Grok's being picked up right now. But comfort with Prince Danny and Stolzey on your team and then Droxus not even being picked in the game after being prioritized and first picked throughout most of the day in Europe and even earlier in the previous set. That's just weird to me. Maybe they're trying to show that they can do something else. They're trying to show what else they've got in the pocket here. Maybe they're thinking Astro Authority's watching this broadcast right now and they don't want to show anything. They're confident enough that they can take down Kungarna without going to their real strats.
It's not like Vandyy had an issue in their case of taking Androx. It's not like Vandyy had an issue of playing well. He played absolutely phenomenally, maybe one of the stars for their team. And on the side of Denial, just maybe not needing it. Stolzey feeling very confident in the Cassie play he had last game as well. Definitely did a lot of damage and was effective enough. So Frog Isle, we'll see how all of these talents mesh together. Kungarna versus Denial, game number 2 coming up right after this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, time to kick things off. It's Denial versus Kungarna. the Kings, Swedish Kings, and we'll see if they are the Kings enough here to get to the finals and get to Spain. You might have to do a name change if they want to keep consistent with the languages of the places they play their tournaments. Here we go. It's on the side of denial yet again. Mother's Grace for Inara and Wi-Fi. stolzey running Exaction, Cassie, Awry on Ripen Gord Maldamba. Reprieve for PrinceDannyTV's Eevee, and Aerial Salt Ruckus for Bitey.
Kungarna looking to bring things back. We'll have MrHazee on the Mortal Reach, Saris, as well as a Leviathan Makoa for Amos. First time I have ever seen that. Fusillade for running back for Random Noobs. Drogo, Seth Hastens for Vandy's Lex, and of course the Maelstrom, actually. No totemic ward for Dreiss' Grok.
Very, very interesting picks here, surprising us without the totemic ward. Not worried about CC here, but more worried about the control with the shock pulse. It's been a minute since we've seen it. Bitey, yet again, though, we've seen this the last couple of games in the air. Uses the emitter now to get a couple of extra moments of shielding and bait him out. We call it the great bait, and it has worked to perfection. 1 kill for him on the Random Noob TV. Looking to find some more here as they get to the point. 36% in control for them.
Rock is just so tanky, tough to bring down, tough to box in this early game, especially with all the attention he's receiving from healers. Full wipe for Denial, 60% on the point as well. Denial, Prince Danny, just going to head back, land in that gourd, and receive some healing, and get back into the fight.
Bitey doing such a good job of zoning out. This really is flank ruckus, man. This is, what would you say, flank uckus? I don't know. It doesn't really flow as well as flank Nara, but he is definitely doing the deed. He's high in the sky, and he's more of a threat to Drogo's is than Drogo's is to him, and that's saying something.
2 minutes and 17 remains for this payload push. Vandyy looking for the blink. Just going to throw some pop shots in from a distance here, putting in more damage to Makoa. Amos actually finds Bitey on the front line as well. Random Noob with a nice direct mid-air rocket. Makes it a 2-for-0 for Kungarna, forcing back Denial.
And that is important for them. It's so good to see Kungarna have the consistency to play with these big boys and force them back. Say, yeah, you gave us one punch, you might have knocked us down, but we're right back up, and we're giving you an uppercut as well. The haymaker hasn't come through, though. They haven't been able to really shut down Denial's presence, but they have stalled it. And there is a Drogo's ultimate that's not going to find anyone yet again. Just going to conserve it, 31% on the ultimate charge, and the Law ready for Vandyy.
Yeah, speak of a haymaker there, but with Fusillade, you can get it charged up pretty quickly. Already back to 50% for a Random Noob. Hooked down onto the low ground. Nice heads-up play there. Not going to do a whole lot, but just buy some time. Slow the momentum here and separate a man for a little bit on Denial.
So smart. I mean, you just get Inara out onto the lower ground. She's got to walk all the way around. There's no other way off of it because she doesn't have that mobility. Bitey, though, Hexafire and a trip kill. Let's talk about flanking. Let's just talk about standing still and pressing E. This man knows when to do what, and he and his team are capitalizing off of this incredibly strong performance of his. 6-1 is Bitey, leading the damage charge by all players by at least 3,000 right now.
Bitey is really good at Ruckus. Tracking aim specifically with this guy. I mean, he loves his Tyra, getting a lot of kills as well, just rolling through this team fight here. Ruckus is the perfect target, the perfect character to shred through all of the HP. 16,000 HP for Amos was not enough for Amos in that fight.
And can I say that it was 3,000, now it's like 7? I mean, this guy's damage is nuts. Bitey is on an 8 streak, and Denial are so glad that they brought him to this fight. 30 seconds left as they decide what cards they need, but without losing, by losing that first objective capture, they don't have the extra credits to be able to break through his shields fast enough.
And that's the disadvantage of losing the round that quickly, is you can't get those level 2 offensive items on. We got some resiliences coming out, you know, maybe just for desperation here. MrHazee and Dreiss picking those up, trying to get out of those seismic crashes. Dread Serpents a little bit quicker. We'll have to see if that's all that it takes to swing things that way. And even Prince Danny goes into the Chronos, doesn't feel he even needs to get that cauterized to the level 2 mark. Feels they have enough, as it were. Going to be more Predators in the blink in the icebox here.
And this is perfect for him. Doesn't need the Winter Witch right now, the Ice Storm, and he just needs to get onto Sarah. Oh, great shot by Prince Danny. Had me just jumping out of my chair here as I watched it. As he soars away, gets into the reprieve. Another bonus shot after the blink, giving him the extra damage. Hitting over 1,100 is the Winter Witch. In control of the backline, but not in control of this fight with her squad. 35% now for Kungarna.
Vandyy going to heal up in the back line with his Ice Block. He did good amount of damage from in pursuit as well as Grok, so he's going to be forced out of the fight. 54% comeback mechanic for Kungarna is quickly closing the window here for Denial.
Danny is behind everyone yet again, and this is so good. This is what Evie needs to do. She just distracts, and the Ice Storm is ready. She might throw it on. The objective already captured, but this is going to be such good setup here for the boys of Denial, and one goes down. Another one looks to follow through. Bitey with the Hex of Fire, trying to stay on the top damage, and he just might do that himself. Vandyy fighting against Wi-Fi, and although Lex, you're pretty good, if I may say so myself, it's going to be hard to break through that girl with a Rifling Gourd and a Earthen Guard combining to help her stay alive.
Two very brawly tanks being healed up by Awry constantly. Rifling Gourd going to come out, slow down amosts approach. Wi-Fi gets hooked out, but so much healing just pumping through. Earthen Guard as well is going to keep him safe for the time being. Bitey's up, playing up in the skies right now, but he gets dragon punched out of the air. Good kickstart to this push here from Random Noob. Awry surges in, trades his life. 4 for 1 right now for Kungarna.
And to me, what's a little surprising is although Danny had a great ultimate, he died at the end of it, wasn't able to follow up himself, which is where some of the power from Eevee's real ice storms that are amazingly detrimental come from. And they don't get a full follow-up. They get a couple of kills, but they really can't advance the push. And that is really not what they wanted to get there after using one of those crucial flank ultimates that Eevee provides. Still in the back line, though, MrHazee getting pressured out. Danny decides to go away.
Soars away, but retains his ice block cooldown. Almost gets a nice read on MrHazee coming out of the shadow travel there, but unable to get that one. Looking for the grok now. Will find it. Gets into the ice block as well. Seismic Crash comes through on the front side of the fight.
Danny's really controlling the pace of this backline, and this is what I love about the way he's playing. Vandyy shuts it down, but he's just attracting so much attention. stolzey again on the Cassie, needs this next shot, does hit it, hits the other one as well. He's healing up as he's taking damage. stolzey in the mid-range fight, hits grok yet again. He's getting healed up in the totem, but it's not enough. So close, but still, no cigar. stolzey falls down and gives Niall a little bit of room.
Up on the high ground, using a lot of his self-mitigation. Not enough. Overextension there. From Bitey. Will trade out his life for it, but stolzey bot. That was insane how many times he was able to hit those flick arrows after the roll just to keep it going, just to buy time. He survived a good 5 seconds longer than I thought he would in the midst of all that chaos in the back line. Buys 16 seconds left, though, for Kungarna to try and find this payload push, but an early disengage since MrHazee off the map.
And this is the problem with this situation. You know, they've got to capitalize off of this push, this moment. Otherwise, they are 3-1 down despite all of their efforts. And that's what going 2-0 down can do to a squad. Just immense pressure, probably almost impossible to do against a great team like this. randomnoobtv trying his best. Stunned out of the air by Awry. And the snake, the Victorian snake here, gets the better end of the dragon this round.
Again, big game, I think, for Random Noob. Despite being down 3-1 right now, still having a good game. Stalling out a lot longer than I thought he would. Taking ahead on the damage dealt charts by a mile. About 23,000 damage ahead of Bitey now, as well as second in net worth. So having a good day overall here. Landing good rockets against Bitey and Nara. Very good pickup here. For Kungarna. Granted, you know, it's a good matchup, you know, being able to just launch into two pretty slow tanks. Bitey's juke ability right now is rather high, but he's able to have, you know, the Inara to land shots off of bunch of dragon punches that he can just guarantee on the high health targets. So good stuff from Random Noob. He's stepping up, and he needs to be.
I like that word, juke ability. That's what you need here. And he's going to need some winnability, I think, for this next round. Otherwise, they are out. And here's the Dragon Punch, charging it up, looking to find a nice, juicy target. He will slay Bitey, although the close from Wi-Fi. It will give Random Noob TV 2 kills. And with the Seismic Crash coming through, they don't see Drogos, and they might just want to take a look. Amos is alive with the 10k HP. Awry, though, doing such a good job keeping Wi-Fi up. And Earthen Guard and Rifling Gourd combined to save the day again.
Stun reload coming out from Maldamba, but nobody's going to be hit. Nice hook on the Bitey, taking a ton of damage. He's healthy enough just to force this fight. Goes up into the air. Bitey does take down Amos before he gets out. Now PrinceDanny buzzing around in the backline, buying a lot of time and distraction. 72%.
And they've already done it, Nick. They've already done what they need to do here. I mean, they've zoned out Kungarna, and there's going to just be a hectic rush onto the point. Random Noob TV is falling down. Sarah's on the point, but MrHazee has no health to work here, and they now have nobody ready to contest. Hex of Fire just to seal the deal, almost for style, and it will be Denial coming through with the final victory on Frog Isle.
Hey, Inara just too difficult to bring down there at the end. Dragon punching Inara may have been the better solution there. Bitey was taken down. But you know, frankly, he maybe could have been answered. But Inara's just kind of that body at the end of the day. Ruckus does pose a genuine threat, especially the way Bitey is playing. 23 and 6, best slash line on his team, almost the most damage as well.
Yeah, and you know, Bitey, when a guy like that shows up, and we're talking about him all game, when you got guys like PrinceDannyTV, you got guys like stolzey on your team, and we've got, I mean, champions like Inara, it's impressive because Bitey's always a guy that we mention. We usually mention him in tandem, but he's really stolen the show today on this Ruckus. And if it was a kind of a gimmick last week, it has become a legitimate strategy this week to be playing Ruckus this way.
Absolutely has. And incredible stuff here. The Grok, especially the Maelstrom Grok in Batak here. I'm not really on board with this one. Vandyy on the Lex, not having the game that he did, not having really the impact that he had on Androxus. And with it on the table, I don't know why they wouldn't go for it this time around. You know, it's a different composition ever so slightly. It works so well. The only switch up that Denial made was their healer. And, you know, you got Androxus obviously working a little bit better on Stonekeep. Lex can kind of do everything Androxus can do to an extent on Frog Isle, but I don't like the switch up here from Vandyy. He was really impressing me on Androxus earlier.
Yeah, kind of weird to leave that there. Just doesn't have the aerial mobility to keep up with the big aerial threat. That's Ruckus. Hilarious stuff there. But we are heading into the map draft for game number 3. Could be the end if Denial continue their winning ways. It will be on Serpent Beach, like the last game where we saw Odin's Chosen, who were formerly named Astral Authority, top team in North America, take their 3rd victory and beat out their challengers. Will it be the same for Denial? Will Kungarna have something to say in terms of results after this as we head into the champion draft?
I don't know. With the first pick, Serpent Beach, they're looking like they might take the Ruckus away here from Denial, trying to cut the legs out from under this strategy. Denial, I want to see Androxus come through this game, and I want to know who's playing it. stolzey and Danny kind of play the same stuff, so it'll be interesting to see who gets what. Cassie, both of them can play. Androxus, both of them can play, but the Inara is the high priority target right now in the draft for Denial.
And, you know, I think the Androxus should be the second. They've got 2 amazing Androxus players. They could flex this. They can get a Cassie afterwards if they want. They can go into a Shaolin, which PrinceDannyTV loves, not only on this map, but just in general. The fact that they made them take Ruckus first pick, I think, is just a huge advantage for Denial right now. Though it will be a testament to see where Bitey can find as big an impact as he made on Ruckus on another champion. He's great at a lot of champions, but he was really changing the series with this Ruckus. I'm interested to see who he goes for now.
Go to the Drogos because Kungarna have scooped it up alongside Saris as well. Bitey was very excited about the lag compensation. You know, he does live in Idaho. He's got some pretty crappy ping for the most part. So anytime somebody gets lag compensated, he really enjoys the character. Hasn't had the chance to play it just yet. With Makoa being hovered right now and locked, I assume Bitey is going to be on Inara.
It will probably be Wi-Fi Makoa, Bitey on Inara. Definitely not Torvald because that's hovered over by Kungarna, and they will select the grandfather of the realm, the runic sage Torvald himself, and Cassie finally rounding things out. So that does make it interesting. Will we see an Eevee yet again from Denial? Will we see a Shaolin, like we mentioned earlier?
Probably.
Still looking for a little bit more damage to flex this out.
We see Shaolin today, period? I don't think NA has picked up Shaolin whatsoever. Eevee being hovered and locked, probably for Prince Danny. I think he prioritizes this over stolzey for sure. But personally, I don't know. I think the Shaolin may have been a better decision here.
You know, it might have been better overall because Shaolin has no weaknesses against any. Well, here's the thing. Shaolin does extremely well against the Saris, the Drogos, the Ruckus, and the Torvald. The Cassie, he can do okay with, probably maybe not the best because of her hypermobility. The thing that Eevee does well is she does really well against the Torvald and the Ruckus. She hits big, and she can do it from far away as well. Suffers from the Drogos, but from the Cassie, she's got a little bit more mobility than Cassie. She's got the verticality, and maybe that's what Danny was looking for, just being able to escape if things go wrong, either into the ice block or onto the upper ledges where Cassie can't so easily chase.
Yeah, good point there. This is Serpent Beach, so mobility is king. 3D mobility specifically. Need to be able to get up onto that high ground, control it, as well as we've seen the impact of not being able to chase onto the high ground is letting kills escape and come back to haunt you in fights later. We'll have to see. Denial looking to close it out in game number 3.
Gentlemen, welcome back to the game number 3 of the Paladins semifinals, number 2 here in the Serpent Beach map. It is going to be an exciting one between Denial and Kungarna. On the side of Kungarna, you'll have MrHazee running Ceres, and Mortal Reach will be the legendary Random Noob TV on Drogos with Fusillade. Vandyy on Exaction Cassie Amosts running Field Study Torvald, and Aerial Assault Ruckus for Dreiss.
Quick 3-game fashion. We'll have Pluck Makoa for Whiffle. Stolzey will be running Darkstalker and Droxus. Ripen Gourd for Rise Maldamba. Reprieve for Prince Danny's Eevee. Mother's Guard for Bitey's and Nara with 2 Cauterizes, 2 records, and a Chronos. They look to head out and find the advantage over Kungarna very early with this Makoa.
Curious to see how Vandyy plays this Cassie. Super patient by him, actually. Goes to the full left side. Some hooks and some action happening, but Vandyy decides to engage very, very late here. With Exaction Cassie, though, you kind of only need to engage at the right time, but she does so much damage and she's got so much mobility there. She's going to actually back off, get too much damage taken to her, although she gets a little bit of burst healing. Will roll away, and that's the first blood from Awry onto Vandyy. Stolzey finds another one, and here's randomnoobtv looking to answer back onto the Godslayer, but Bitey and Awry clean that up. Full wipe for Kungarna.
Torvald will fall 5 for 1, 54% for Kungarna on the point, but Denial now total in control. Do have the zone pressure up as well with Prince Danny up on the high ground here. That's the benefit of picking the Eevee here on this map, being able to pressure everywhere on the map and then fly out to safety.
Really good ice block as well. I mean, he stays alive. Some players, they kind of save the ice block just for that last. I love to use it preemptively because you put yourself in a position where nothing bad can happen. Sure, maybe you don't max it out, but at least you stay alive. That's Eevee's big benefit in the back line. 63% for Kungarna on the objective, though. Denial looking to find a kill before they move all the way back. It's Amos and Bitey on the point. But suddenly, though, Amos and Dreiss get a couple kills. Vandyy here as well in the back line. This could change around, and Kungarna look to find themselves in the lead.
3 for 1, 90% on the point here. Stolzey's trying to contest. Prince Danny will be able to buy some amount of time, but the Accursed Arm gets nothing and actually shut down immediately. Stolzey not finding the value there.
Oh, and this is what they wanted. PrinceDannyTV comes in, actually stalls enough time to allow all of Denial back, and that is play. They know exactly when they need to get back onto the point, but guess what randomnoobtv knows he needs to do? Exactly Dragon Punch Wi-Fi. And so they lose their tanks. PrinceDannyTV goes down as well, despite a really hard-fought battle. It is Kungarna who come out on top here for the first objective.
Big thing I love to see from Kungarna there is they're not afraid to back up for a second and take the proper team fight. Too many times we see lower tier teams or newer teams just immediately run away as soon as, you know, any type of take back comes through. Kungarna didn't look like they were scared, and they still executed the fight properly.
And there's a convergence as well. This is really good for Kungarna. Amos feeling himself on this Torvald, and Hyper Beam locked and loaded. Might be able to get some huge value from this in the back line, but randomnoobtv will fall, and that is really going to be on Stolzey's back to complete this. Stolzey gets 2, and now him and Danny able to run free, forcing Vandyy out of this fight. And Cassie, although getting healed by Ceres, is in a bad spot.
Big damage coming through from Vandyy. Healthy for now. Might be able to pull Waffle off the map or bump him off with that disengage, but holding down this corner in particular. Now actually Bitey moving around, looking for a pinch flank here, which is going to give that Prince Danny with a nice read around the corner, keeping Vandyy just on the back foot, not letting him get out of control.
Great stuff there by Stolzey as well, but randomnoobtv hunts him down and takes him down. randomnoobtv with 2 kills here in this fight, and PrinceDannyTV is trying to answer back. He goes on to Ceres, 1 big shot, 2 big shots, but she heals it up thanks to Ren Soul, and he'll heal up thanks to Reprieve Legendary for his ice block immunity. Now the Winter Witch does have the Ice Storm available, Nick. She's running to use it right now. Oh, goes down.
0, the Fusillade salvo is enough to slaughter Prince Danny. 4 kills, triple kill by the end of that team fight for Random Noob. Dragon Punch primed and ready. Stolzey has his work cut out for him.
Another one. randomnoobtv taken down by Stolzey at the end of a 5 killing streak. PrinceDannyTV with the Ice Storm. We questioned whether he was going to use it, and he just did. But look at this Hyper Beam. It's set up for perfection. They don't see it coming. Oh my God, is he going to use it? No, not. He's going to back off. Not important. Doesn't think he can get enough out of it. Amos had 4 people near the water, and he was facing the perfect direction. I'm surprised he didn't let that go.
Yeah, the call was just to back up. We actually saw MrHazee on the Ceres just jump off the map. just trying to not be staggered here, using this 15 seconds. They don't have a lot of time to make it back, but Kungarna want to give this another look.
I love this wall here. Look at this. Nowhere for amosts to go. Can't even jump. Oh, barely jumps over it. Saves himself a bit of time. Bitey just shutting down the right corridor. MrHazee sneaks behind him too. And PrinceDannyTV is able to distract them enough to create a successful defense and tie things up one apiece.
So looking at some of the items coming through, Denial, I expect to be able to afford their tier 2 offensive items here. Bitey sure can. stolzey's already gone with the wrecker. PrinceDanny has the cauterize here. stolzey does not have the wrecker, which is pretty interestingly, given that PrinceDanny can scale better with wrecker, but maybe it's just a play style decision here. You know, stolzey is going to be focused more on Torvald and on Ruckus. I like the call because reversal is just so good against Ruckus, whether you're throwing back Hexafire or not. It's plenty of damage to put back in the face of that big tank.
And now, because the reversal bug's been fixed, which has plagued a lot of Androxus players in the past, I mean, you just feel really confident taking a Hexafire like that. Wi-Fi, though, big story for me. 0-6, hasn't gotten a kill yet on a Makoa. Using the Pluck Legendary, that is absolutely a surprising stat in my eyes. As the objective starts here, Kungarna still in control, 18% on the point.
Opening things up with the kill onto Inara, so wide open for that Ancient Rage cooldown, but a Hexafire just to blast through all of that HP, trading out kill for kill. Kungarna are in control of the point, 42% and climbing.
randomnoobtv not falling fast enough, not really falling at all. And that is, I think, the big benefit here. stolzey tasked with taking down the dragon. PrinceDannyTV can't really do it. He doesn't have enough of a weapon, I think, to really deal with Drogos in the air, and that's where the hit scan from stolzey is going to come into play. Nice ice block to immune the Fusilade Drogo salvo, but a big fire spit as well to put some pressure and a convergence here, but Seismic Crash immunes it, goes in and stuns him in turn.
Counter Dread Serpent onto Torvald, splitting up these two tanks. Both of them fall very quickly in succession to each other. 3 for nothing. stolzey finding 2, 84% denial. Looking for the payload, looking to swing things back in their favor, and they've got plenty of beef in between Kungarna's spawn and the point to do it.
Oh, and there it is. randomnoobtv gets pulled in as the prey, suddenly becomes the hunter, and Wi-Fi forced the shell shield. Big deal for him, though. He gets his first kill of the game, although he's definitely been a part of eliminations. 2 great hooks in a row, putting Saris under pressure, actually putting Vandyy playing the Cassie under pressure, and a Riping Gourd out in front of them all just to deny some area there by Denial.
Denial here. Recharge coming through on that shell shield, but a shell spin away. Banning it out for no reason here. Still sitting on this hyper beam, looking for the right moment to use it. amosts just blasting through Bitey's HP right now. 2 kills for nothing right now. Kungarna are out in front of this one. Vandy's starting to find some momentum as well on his Cassie.
At a certain point, Nick, I mean, amosts needs to use his hyper beam. I don't think he can keep sitting on it. This is becoming really ineffective Torvald play in my eyes. I mean, I would have wanted to see him let it go at the start of the point fight, at the middle, maybe at the end, but you got a minute, you got 2 minutes to build it back up again. It's not that hard with Torvald. What do you think?
Denial side. I agree. It's a very, very quick building ultimate, especially when you have 2 tanks to farm it on. I don't see why he's sitting on it for so long, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Some guys like to look for that picture perfect, that highlight reel moment. Looks like he might be positioning for it now as he's moving around. Random noob here, lands his dragon punch, and is able to escape with his life.
Not punished at all. That is very important. And you know what? They're just deciding to do a lot of different things. That's kind of the issue with PrinceDannyTV and stolzey right now that I'm seeing. PrinceDannyTV and stolzey both on solo missions. They're not supporting one another very well. And so if either one of them isn't getting that solo kill and changing the fight with their one-on-one engagement, they're just losing a lot of team-wide pressure that I think Denial could be having. So I'd like to see that synergy get a little stronger here heading into the end of this, with randomnoobtv just absolutely having a field day.
Saving grace right now for his squad, having really good games throughout this series. Vandyy as well, starting to find his stride here in this game. Looking for the kill on his stolzey. Wow. Gonna find it before he can get the hands up.
Big time stuff there. No reversal at this time. Will be closed for business, he says. randomnoobtv taking down the God Slayer. He is the dragon. He is in command of the skies. No other general, lieutenant, or captain in his ranks. And so he's got the dragon punch available. Doesn't even need it. It is all Kungarna here. Denial absolutely denied here with overtime taken away.
combined with Fusillade, putting a lot of hurt onto stolzey. 1,400 damage from that fire spit has got to be painful. Kungarna hold the defense 2-2 here. The strongest game, strongest fight they've put up yet against Denial. 5 ultimates available for both teams. These items are hitting that level 3 stride here for the Kungarna roster. Vandyy hitting his level 3 cauterize. Level 3 cauterize for Dreiss as well. Bitey finds his 3 cauterize. stolzey on the record 3. He is completely focused on this Torvald and on this Ruckus, popping those bubbles from a distance, from a safe distance, I think is the name of the game here. stolzey, the only hit scan on that squad today. You know, just staying away from the hit scan in general are Denial. It's kind of weird.
I mean, what's weird to me is I would have almost rather seen, at this point, Bitey play Makoa, even though Wi-Fi has usually played Makoa, and give Wi-Fi back the Inara, because neither of them are having great games. It's like both tanks here aren't having a huge impact. That Fusillade salvo took 2 members of Denial down to about 25%. Here's randomnoobtv to follow it up. He slays Bitey, and now he's looking for more. Fire spit, double kill for him, triple kill for the streamer turned amateur pro here. He's trying to make it the real deal. Quadra kill for the Dragon. randomnoobtv on a 13 streak, and boy, oh boy, is the Dragon roaring.
That's my man holding it down right now. Coming into the scene hot, finding a lot of direct impacts. This is such a good matchup for him. He's landing his rockets. His windups are impeccable. Thrusts out of the majority of that stun, but 2 ultimates just to shut down the Dragon in a huge convergence.
That convergence was a convergence of time. Saris using her dark magic to predict the perfect moment, and boy, oh boy, MrHazee was in, steals the show. And 99%, and clearly should be a point for Kungarna, and it will be. 3-2 goes the score. They are in the lead here. They are not content with sitting back and finding themselves losing 3-0 to Denial. They want to put their mark on this game and set, and so far they have.
They're looking like a top-tier team right now. stolzey up in Random Noob's face. Needs to shut this Dragon down. Can't let this go on any further, but one more rocket. stolzey goes down. Random Noob finds the come out on top in the 1v1. Bitey all alone as well in a rough spot. Fire spit claims his life. Random Noob cannot be stopped.
I need new target prioritization here for stolzey and PrinceDanny. Otherwise, randomnoobtv is just going to keep having a field day. They're focusing a lot on the tanks. They're focusing a lot on Vandyy. They've got to get this Drogoz out of the game. You've got more chase than he can run away from, but you're just not using it at the right way. And that's sometimes meaning that your front lines are getting outplayed as well. So there's a little bit too much for one man to do. randomnoobtv does get taken out by stolzey this time. He gets the better in it. Amosts will surely die here. Double kill for stolzey, looking to make it a triple. He's got the accursed arm, and hot plays are the name of the game. 3 killed for stolzey, not a triple though, because they're a little delayed, and PrinceDannyTV will find the follow kill. 4 for them, and successful defense for Denial.
There it goes, big stabilizer for Denial, but pretty close on this conversion point. Kungarna still have a chance at this game. They still have a hope to take a game off Denial here. Big grouping didn't work out for them on in the last round on this side in particular, so I'd like to see him switch it up. They have a lot of ultimates to bust this one open, whether it be Hyper Beam, Dragon Punch, or Convergence. They have the tools to do it. It's just about execution.
And this is where stolzey, he runs away. He's got to go right back. randomnoobtv here, but he's going to take down stolzey. Shot that might have been the difference, and his hubris pays the cost of a life. Here's a Hyper Beam from Torvald. Finally gets nothing for his troubles. Bitey with the seismic crash will help to slay MrHazee. Sarah's not able to immune and shadow travel, but Vandyy and randomnoobtv still alive. Another 2 kills for him. Double kill for Vandyy.
What?
This could be it. Is this the game? Oh boy, Kungarna.
No way.
Keep the series alive and take it to a game number 4.
Oh my God. Random Noob, 126,000 damage there. He had 50 HP, and he would look like he wanted to start running away, and then he realized kind of the situation he was in, and he just fired his way to victory. 50 HP for the remainder of that round. He stayed alive somehow, unable to shut him down. He just went way too rampant in that game for Kungarna to have any chance of losing.
This is pretty ridiculous stuff here. I'm very, very impressed with the way randomnoobtv carry that game on Drogoz, but also Vandyy coming through strong. Only 5 deaths. You see 34 eliminations and 8 deaths on Dreiss. I mean, Ruckus still playing a huge difference. And for me, where Bitey was a difference maker on Ruckus, I posed the question, Nick, what's going to happen when he's forced to play a different champion? Is he going to have as much of an impact as he did on Ruckus on that new one? And he definitely didn't. I mean, Wi-Fi played a great Inara. Bitey struggled a little bit, and Wi-Fi struggled as well, having to switch onto the Makoa. It's just unusual performances by them and great performances here by Kungarna.
You're playing around this Makoa either. You know, Makoa used to be just kind of first pick and forget, but not really so much the case anymore. The hook is a longer cooldown, so it puts that much more emphasis on you need to get value out of every single one of them. Now, that wasn't really what we saw. It's not really the composition that Denial drafted. There's not a lot of hook burst follow-up. PrinceDanny and stolzey, like you mentioned, were kind of often off on their own, doing their own thing on a solo mission, and wasn't really panning out for them. Really low death counts from a lot of these clutch members from Kungarna here. 7 for Random Noob, only 5 for Vandyy. There just has to be more shutdown onto this dragon in the next game.
Well, without further ado, it's time to get into the map draft for game number 4. And I believe we'll be going to a ice map here. It will be Frozen Guard. So if you didn't bring your jackets, guys, you got to make sure you bundle up. It's a little colder, and definitely that's I think the energy here. Definitely feeling cold, feeling a little bit shook. Not shivering yet, not scared, I think, but Denial, definitely a big wake-up call. Kungarna taking that game and turning the set 2-1.
Definitely, and big talking point here on Frozen Guard is Kinessa. Random Noob TV, very, very good Kinessa, in fact. So if they are able to get that cleanly here in the draft, we'll have to see what type of impact he's able to have. But Denial, I imagine, would kind of switch their strategy back up. They first picked the Ruckus, so right back to it. This is it's just weird to see Ruckus fought over so hard, tooth and nail. This character legitimately hasn't been changed in months. I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 months ago was his last balance change, and it was just like, it's little stuff like with his damage numbers. It's not even like at the core mechanics of what the character does, but he got a pretty good share of the benefits from the legendaries, I think, coming in as well, helping him out.
Yeah, that was the biggest change for him. And then the last one was, I think, just the re-kit with the repulsor field coming through and what that did and how that operated. But this guy is just, he rises and he falls when certain compositions, I think certain teams and certain champions become viable or not. And that just goes to show you, Ruckus is usually never a solo tank. He's such a good partner tank, though. He's such a good part of a composition. Maybe not the feature, but just that guy you don't want to deal with when everything else is going your way. So far, Kungarna, Drogoz, Androxus, Maldamba, and Makoa taking. Denial now the chance to finish out their lineup. Ruckus, Shaolin, and Saris already locked in.
So Inara still on the table, as well as Kinessa, but with an Androxus on the table. You know, frankly, I think you can get away with the Kinessa into Androxus on Frozen Guard just because of how much room you have to see the Androxus coming. But it doesn't look like Denial are looking for that, as they do lock in the Cassie and the Inara. So the final pick to respond with, what will it be? It is the Kinessa. They're going to take it. No flank pressure from Denial. It's going to come down to this Cassie and this Shaolin have to be able to pressure it out. Or maybe they even send Bitey on the Ruckus to the backline.
And this is the one game you would have said, dang, Danny, you should have picked the Eevee to ward something off like this. But you know what? We have seen the Shaolin contest. He can do a lot of damage. Both of them can trade out. Definitely not as impactful as Kinessa with the Eagle Eye legendary, though, when that's firing. And that's the big question here. Will we see Bitey? We probably will, back on the Ruckus. The Inara, Wi-Fi feeling comfortable. stolzey back on the Cassie. Will he take Shaolin into his own hands? Have to find out and see here. Game 4 on Frozen Guard. It's time for the action. Game 4, Frozen Guard, Denial versus Kungarna. On the side of Denial, it's going to be Wi-Fi playing Mother's Grace and Nara. stolzey on Exaction, Cassie taking control of the Hunter's Daughter. Mortal Reach for Awry. Saris, recurve Shaolin for PrinceDannyTV. Really looking to make an impact on this new team. An aerial advance for Bitey's Ruckus.
MrHazee for Kungarna is going to be taking Ripen Gore. Random Noob running it back once again on Fuselage Drogoz. Vandyy, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Back on the Androxus with the Darkstalker legendary. Amosts with the Pluck Makoa, and Dreiss with the Eagle Eye Kinessa. So a lot of burst damage here that could come off the back of one of these hooks. Even Bitey should be very careful about being snagged.
Where is Dreiss going to position, and who's going to take down Random Noob TV this time? That's the big question. Great area control, and oh, the salvo almost takes down stolzey. He's dead. First blood yet again.
Oh, big damage coming through on a Wi-Fi. Already at half health into Planet. 2 kills for nothing so far. Kungarna having their way in this team fight. Another plucked out. Makoa goes down. Everyone is falling. Denial in pieces, sent back to base once again. Strong zone coming out from Kungarna as well to keep everyone on the back foot. Awry goes down late in that engagement. That, in my eyes, all but secures this payload in favor of Kungarna.
Random Noob TV's Drogos is just nuts right now, man. I mean, he's hitting these directs, and they are so effective. He's got 3 killing blows in that fight, and that's going to do it. Kungarna take the first objective again here and continue objectives in a row that they've captured. I believe that's 3 as of last set. Dragon Punch already charged up, and the payload about to move.
Insane. Out in front of everybody by 40 to 30% charge. Random Noob landing a ton of direct impacts. This guy's aim is pretty nutty. Bitey, tasked with taking him down here, is pushing the issue forward on this dragon. Doesn't have the ability to get away, but one more rocket. Bitey is going to be sent back to base here. Amosts misses the hook. Bitey topped back off, returning fire now. Denial. Answer back, final kill of their own.
The thing I love about this Random Noob TV goes in. Bitey with a great kill. Takes him out during the Dragon Punch and actually maybe loses it. I want to see what happened. Yes, he loses it. So that was huge. If he killed him just a millisecond faster, he actually would have retained 100% of that ultimate. So now all that hard work is for naught. PrinceDannyTV able to help keep his teammates backed off from this payload. Excuse me, the enemy's backed off from payload. As a minute and 20 seconds left here for Denial to hold big.
That is pretty unfortunate, losing that charge. So he just barely launched off with it. For those of you that don't know, when Drogos doesn't get his ultimate off, when he just whiffs, he retains some of that charge. Bitey's in a rough spot, though. Isn't able to get back to his healer in time. Goes down. Amos surging forward now. Denial could be in a rough spot here, but only a minute left to push this one to conversion. It's going to be a long road ahead for Kungarna.
The Random Noob TV absolutely dominated damage charts, but yet again, the first place damage carry here for Team Denial is Bitey. He's 6,000 damage ahead of stolzey, 2,000 ahead of Wi-Fi. PrinceDannyTV is not even 10,000. He's basically 10,000 away on a Shaolin. And so if that tells you anything, it's either how good Bitey's playing or how Denial need to step up.
Now here comes a seismic crash, stunning out a couple of members, but not a ton of follow-up. Random Noob is still safe, 900 HP to his name. Shaolin narrowly going to miss him out, but stuns him into sky. Prince Danny with a triple kill here, looking to convert maybe a 4th.
And that just might have put him up in the damage charts a little bit. Gets about 4K in that one to start contributing his fair share of this defense. And I think, to me, the biggest thing looking forward is stolzey. Where can his impact be felt? Are we going to see those crazy plays? Are the triple kills and the quadra kills, even the double kills, going to come out for him now? Random Noob TV, even PrinceDannyTV started to feel it. We need to see stolzey go big here.
See more damage coming through, more pressure on this Kinessa. No one's there. Huge convergence, but not a ton of kills off the back. Vandyy shuts down Prince Danny. Now he's on Awry. One more shot's going to do it, but 3 kills coming through on the front side for Denial. stolzey with 2, Bitey with 1, and Denial find the defense.
And that shadow travel so good. Gets him out of dodge with 65 health. And by the time he comes out of it, able to save the day and force Vandyy away from the objective. So, Nick, I mean, what's the big game turner here? The credits are rolling. Items, are they going to make the difference, or is this play that needs to change?
I think it's play. You know, we mentioned Prince Danny with like 4,000 damage in that one engagement. Still just barely puts him over Makoa, so needs to step up a little bit. And this might be just a little bit of a factor of getting out Giraffe. Nobody's here to pressure this Kinessa out. 32,000 damage, as well as no real true hit scan to take down this Drogos once again. Bitey, the only one who is the true hit scan, but he's the tank. I mean, he can't do it all. Somebody's got to step up and shut down these picks from Kungarna.
Bitey can't do it all? I don't know. I don't know, Nick. I've seen him do pretty much everything so far, and I think he might be able to continue. Does he want to use his Hexafire? Will he find a lot of value from it? He straight up into the air, going for the Kinessa. You know he has a Hexafire, and he wants the emitter. Oh, jumps over the Drogos. Random Noob TV, though, does take him down, but this gives a lot of time on the point for Denial.
That was cute. I mean, somebody had to do it. We got to figure it out here. Kills are starting to fall. Only 3 members remain here. Make it 2. Make it 1. stolzey, the last member of Denial left alive. Now he's being chased out, and he is crushed under a salvo and under Vandy's boot. Once again, Kungarna with a dominant team fight offer, a beautifully executed draft.
Dreiss here with the Knessa, absolutely unpressured, like you mentioned, despite Bitey being the one who's taking it upon his shoulders to try and pressure out the sniper. They don't have a composition that is intended to do this. The long-range shots from Cassie from Shaolin, yeah, that's good. But now stolzey comes in through just a day late and $1 short. It's already captured by Kungarna, and a double kill from randomnoobtv yet again. They don't have a damage carry that's really contending with him right now.
By trying to stay alive, but does get stretch anchored back into the fray. Awry's being pressured out by Vandyy once again. One more shot's going to do it. He just turns his sight over to, wow, this guy just doesn't miss shots. Even at close range, it can get kind of hairy sometimes with somebody right in your face. But Vandyy, very, very comfortable here on the Adrox. It's very easy to see that. Dreiss looking good on the Knessa. Random Noob looking strong on the Drogos. I mean, Kungarna, I am so impressed with them today.
You know what to me is impressive too? randomnoobtv, it's not the aim, it's the patience. He feels like he's never panicking here on this Drogos. He's got everything, it feels like all going to his plan. It seems like a supervillain from a movie because he's just like always collected and sure of himself, even when things don't look that way. But right now, he's playing more of the superhero role here, looking for a dragon punch. Can he find anyone? Can't do it. One dragon punch doesn't go, but one dragon rocket will. And stolzey falls again to Random Noob.
Yeah, but PrinceDanny eating a lot of damage on the backside of this. Eats that fire spit. Nice lead! Reads him like a book. Danny slaughtered under the dragon once again.
Unbelievable stuff there. Can't believe that randomnoobtv has not been dealt with. It feels we're preaching to the choir and it's an old that we're singing here, but it's still something that needs to be happening. Otherwise, Denial will continue to find themselves under pressure. Bitey falls yet again, and they are crumbling with 5 members of Kungarna ready to push.
MrHazee finds Bitey as well. Scout's ready to go, but I don't know if that's really what Denial need. Convergence pulls in one. Amosts, it's a free pick, but they have to use an ultimate to get it. 40 seconds still on the clock. Kungarna can easily still get this push kicked off.
The more I look at this, Kungarna have a better draft. The more I look at, you know, I think really stolzey and Denial's draft, I feel very odd about it. The Cassie on Frozen Guard, despite these great plays by stolzey, finally getting a little rhythm here. And some great mechanical prowess here. stolzey showing what he can do. To me, Cassie is not someone who screams Frozen Guard, but Vandyy, he's one who screams reversal. Take that. One hit KO.
Later. stolzey gets spanked there. A lot of damage fed through, I think, by Bitey. Might be yelling at him a little bit for that one. Helping to contribute there, but here's 1 second remaining. Can anyone get here from overtime? No, nobody from Kungarna stepping foot there. So 2-2, Denial. Still have a good chance at this one. Heading into late game, they can maybe swing it back in their favor. Cauterize 2's coming 3, but Vandyy at the Cauterize 3 mark. Dreiss Cauterize 3. Random Noob doesn't even feel the need to go into the Wrecker 3. The shielding is just not enough from Denial. He instead goes for Haven 3 as he knows he's being pressured out by all these Haven sources from Denial. He knows he's the main target right now.
And he knows he is the main hinge, right? If he doesn't open up the doors for Kungarna, it's a whole different ball game. If he falls early in this fight, I think Denial will have a good chance. And the fact that they've been able to defend keeps giving them the opportunity to redo this point fight in the right way. stolzey, I'm looking at you. You've got the scout available, 30% movement speed, but also revealing everyone's locations should allow her and her team to get the first shot and the first step onto the Knessa. This is good so far. They force him out. Amos gets a hook, but it's on Bitey. And although they use the hook, they use their dragon punch on him as well. So 2 very big resources to try and finish him off. stolzey in trouble in the air, needs to find Kungarna's main threat, but he will fall to MrHazee.
stolzey goes down. Knessa putting in so much damage under a no pressure this whole time. Huge headshot onto a Gnar. Can't mitigate enough damage to survive the Eagle Eyes.
You know, Nick, I'm trying to find someone to spectate on Denial, but they're all dead. That's the problem. I can't really go to anyone here. That's how Kungarna won that first fight. 60%, not a toe stepped on the objective for Denial. Now, Bitey in the backline forced to emitter because randomnoobtv is hunting him down.
Wall is going to be good for shutting off Dreiss for the majority of this fight. Has the headhunter. If he can find somebody out of position here. Amos is strong and healthy on the point. Random Noob finally goes down, but Dreiss is under no pressure right now, mitigating a lot of this damage. Nice job responding. Denial shut down Dreiss, but they're going to need more.
And they didn't get Vandyy. That's the one I really wanted to see get in that seismic crash, but it doesn't matter. PrinceDanny unthinkable. Bitey does the unthinkable. He gets chased by Random Noob TV. Random Noob TV, maybe in an error, lets him go, focuses back on the point fight, and then dies to Bitey, and they are able to snowball this objective. Now all trickling in. It looks like this could be Denial's change of the game.
Random Noob does go down, but Dreiss is back, putting some pressure on, but not enough. Denial do come away with the payload, and now, after being so down this whole game, have the chance for conversion here, could put away the set.
And this is an important one to look at too. Now that they've got this payload, they haven't been able to really push and find success like this. And with Random Noob TV on the back foot, maybe without the comfort of the healing always being there, of all 5 members always being there, will he continue to shine? Will he continue to carry and fight against all odds? Answer is yes as of now. MrHazee taking down Bitey.
Nothing coming through right now in terms of responses. Dragon Punch will try to find one. Wi-Fi goes down. Random Noob TV back up into the air. Shaolin, the only one left to pressure him out, but full retreat call from Denial. They're not having any of this.
And they don't want any of this as well. They want to stay alive. Random Noob TV needs to go down. To me, it's just like a domino. Take that part of their game plan, which is a huge part, away. Then you start seeing the chinks in the armor. Right now, if he's alive, there's just so much to worry about. Vandyy doing a great job in Androxus as well. Got to mention him. But now that he's down, this could be an open floodgate.
Amos with a gorgeous hook. Convergence pulls in 3. Ruckus dumping damage in as follow-up, and 1 kill to cook this payload off again. Kungarna could be in a bad spot.
stolzey goes in big, gets Dreiss, but Random Noob TV shuts him down again. Nick, we don't see this, man. Random Noob TV is consistently getting the better of stolzey, a guy that we think is probably, and we've seen be one of the best, if not the best 1v1 players in North America, maybe even in the world.
50 seconds remain here. Payload inching close. Hexafire from the top rope. Bitey putting in a lot of damage, but is unable to come away with any kills as Dreiss shuts him down off the back of the Heffa, and another Dragon Punch comes through.
And that's what Random Noob TV gets for winning all those 1v1s. Damage. He's able to use that ultimate and keep Inara out of the fight. But look at this, stolzey looking like the hunter's daughter, and her prey is running from her now. stolzey finding the rhythm. It feels like he heard me on the other side of things, and he's looking to get his name onto the record books. He takes down Random Noob TV, but before Dreiss can finish him, his team is still there.
Much tankiness. There's a Dread Serpent Dreiss. They need to stabilize here. Kungarna cannot afford another inch. 7 seconds left on the clock. Overtime going to be started here by Wi-Fi in range of the payload. There needs to be a response from Kungarna. They can't afford to give this up.
Seismic Crash ready and available now, but will not have a chance to use it. That's been the story for Wi-Fi today. And as overtime ticks away, it looks like we're going down to the wire. This is what Kungarna need to do to stay alive. They could tie the set up and force a game 5. Or if Denial able to push this one through, they will find themselves facing off against Odin's Chosen in the finals.
This one, I'll tell you what, Kungarna, it feels like just from a spectator's position that they've been dominating in this game. Despite that, though, you know, the defense is held every time. So we go into that 3-3 scenario, basically tied up in terms of the items as well. So ultimate's going to be very key here. Seismic Crash and Scout available for Denial. Kungarna only have the Accursed Arm and the Ancient Rage, but we've seen how quickly they're able to charge both Headhunter and Dragon Punch.
Yeah, Kungarna with the lack of the Dread Serpent is what concerns me the most. But if they can have a good start here, that will be the difference. But stolzey with the Scout was really able to help the team very much here. I wonder if Denial will be able to group up together and find a crucial pick like they did last time. The fight engaging on the right-hand side. Kinessa is definitely trapped down. Random Noob TV in the air. stolzey running away. Dodge roll out of it. Can he get Kinessa? PrinceDannyTV. He's making his presence felt, and Wi-Fi still alive, which is something new for him.
Keeping Amos alive. Prince Danny up on the high ground here, putting in a ton of damage, but Amos and Vandyy are dominating on the point right now. 3 members still alive for both teams here. Nobody in constant control just yet.
A hook from Amos could really change the game here. And Random Noob TV, he knows that. He's waiting with the Fuselage Drogos to capitalize on it in the air. Amos, again, looking to really pressure things out. PrinceDannyTV, though, goes into, I believe, maybe even the ultimate. But double kill for Random Noob TV. Silences them all. He's looking for the triple into the Dragon Punch. And stolzey goes down yet again. Random Noob TV in control of this fight.
Sucker punch to the back of the head, as well as a nice direct impact. Wi-Fi goes down. to the Dragon's Fury. Insane gameplay right now. That could probably be it. Finds the dismount onto Bitey. That's going to be it. Nobody from Denial, I don't think, is going to be able to sneak around. Find this one. 2 more kills. stolzey's going to try to roll his way in there. Danny actually might be able to get the overtime started. No, he's going to go down as well. Dreiss finds stolzey and Danny. Overtime is started, but not enough left in the tank for Denial.
Random Noob TV finishes the fight with 6 kills. Solo kills. Not really solo kills, at least basically got himself 6 killing blows. And that will carry his team, who played fantastically. Vandyy, big-time performer in my eyes as well. But everyone really held strong in that match for Kungarna to push themselves to the finals and face off one more time against Denial.
Insane.
Excuse me, the final set. Final game of this set, not the finals.
Yeah, bringing it all the way back to game 5 here. 144,000 damage from Random Noob TV. They have got to do better in the draft to shut this down. They let the Kinessa go through unanswered, and they let the Drogos go through unanswered. And Kungarna were able to come away with it.
I mean, this is an impressive thing, Nick. We mentioned yesterday, we want to see this happen, what happened in EU with these great teams. You know, Flashpoint just keeps coming to mind in terms of, and WASD as well, and how competitive they are with 50 Shades of Snake and D69. And we want to see that in North America, and we're seeing it right now. But I mean, from a team that just came into this qualifiers this week, we haven't seen them before. And this is an incredibly strong performance from somebody I really, honestly, I didn't expect it from. I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, they're playing very well. They're getting good drafts, though. Denial looking a little bit hard-headed. You know, it's pretty clear to us at home, you know, what could be drafted to try and counter this out. Any type of hit scan would do the job here, but Denial just, they're not trying to put anybody on Androxus. And even, you know, you could even look at the Serpent Beach game when stolzey was on Androxus. Random Noob still had a hell of a game. He's playing out of his mind today. Just can't be stopped.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It's time for the map draft. Bright Marsh will be where they take their talents, and that could be where it's all decided. In fact, I guarantee it. It will be where it's all decided. Second semifinal of the day before we get into the finals. It is a tight map. It's a new map. We've seen Victor played a little bit today, and this is a map that they've said he does well on. Androxus as well, very important on this map, and so is Inara. So let's go to the champion draft and see who gets prioritized and if Ruckus will stay the first pick in this series.
First pick going to go to Denial. Instant lock in on Androxus. No more can this dragon rule the skies. Somebody must slay him. Denial have picked up Androxus to do that job.
And what they thought was the important Ruckus pick is going to have to let go. They're going to have to let that one go to Kungarna, and they will allow Drogos to be taken as well. And I believe that is giving Inara and Makoa if they want it. They may prioritize the Sarasar Maldamba here, but to me, I think not taking the Inara is a bit of a waste in my eyes. But this could be in response to Amos Makoa, which they thought did really well last game.
Yeah, so forcing out the Inara pick if they want to go for the double tank. Cassie being hovered right now. But I do like the idea of double tank on this map, as well as having a Drogos who can just kind of operate. And at the end of the day, if the Drogos out aims Androxus, he can come out on top because it's a 2-shot versus more something like a 5-shot, you know, excluding any huge reversals coming back the way of Drogos. But Random Noob has just not been able to miss these days.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. I did not see this coming. The Torvald taken instead of the Inara. And my God, knowing that they have maybe, no, they're not taking the Tyra and the Victor here. I was going to say Tyra with the firebomb, not going to be able to be a big deal if Inara's not on the enemy team. But right now they let Inara go to 10th.
And
not even take it.
What's better than one hit scan counter to Drogos?
How about 3?
How about 3? Tyra, Victor, Androxus. You cannot be safe in the skies today, Random Noob. God bless you. Torvald's going to do his best, but holy camole here. This is a all-in F this Drogos draft.
I got to tell you something. This is a weird draft, but this is a meta series draft. And that is why they say we got to get Random Noob TV off of this Drogos, out of the sky. The only one who will able to get up there, though, it is Androxus, but not a lot of high levels to really fight on in Bright Marsh. Most of the fighting takes place on the ground. I'm excited for Game 5. I know you are too. We'll be right back with the action here in just a sec. It's what we've all been waiting for. Game 5 here on Right Marsh. Denial versus Kungarna. Who would have thought the Swedish Kings back in Paladins action and now looking to face the finals if they can get past stolzey and the squad as well. Wi-Fi, he's going to be running half shell Makoa. stolzey on Hipfire Victor. Firefight Victor, excuse me. Mortal Reach, Saris for Awry. Godslayer and Dreiss for PrinceDannyTV. And First Blood Tyra for Bitey.
Ripe and Gourd for MrHazee's Maldamba and the boys of Kungarna with Fuselage Drogos all 5 games for randomnoobtv. Exaction Cassie for Vandyy. Amos on the field today. Torvald and a repulsor field. Flux Generator style Ruckus for Dreiss.
No Nara picked up in this game, but maybe they don't need it. They just want their damage. 3 hit scans picked up to deal with the Drogos and take down these stationary tanks. First Blood for Bitey. PrinceDannyTV follows up onto Vandyy, and Denial already looking good.
Looking very good here. Whipple's gonna barely escape with his life. Long range fire spit doesn't connect, doesn't claim any lives, but it would have if it could have. 30% already for Denial on the point. These hit scans are immediately starting to have their effect on randomnoobtv as he goes down from a long way away.
And it is so important. Vandyy comes in, gets a kill, and does a great play here on to Bitey, but PrinceDannyTV right where you don't, cleaning up the damage, and he goes in, and now you know what he's looking for? He doesn't care about anyone else. He's just trying to dismount and take down randomnoobtv in the air. PrinceDannyTV needs not only 2 clips, he just needs 1. He's going to finish off Drogos, and now with Godslayer, almost take down MrHaze.
I mean, that's the difference we needed to see. Finally, the adjustment comes through from Denial, and they are looking much stronger for it. Bitey, a very incredible tracking aimer, but he's taking a lot of damage from Vandyy right now, who's not afraid to get in here and box out, but maybe he should have been, as he gets blasted by Makoa almost instantaneously. Can't pull him through the window, but Wi-Fi lands the hook nonetheless. First payload going the way of Denial.
Vandyy really showing his prowess as a player here. I think his Cassie really impressive thus far. I mean, despite all this pressure, really finding a couple of clutch, hard kills, but a great firebomb by Tyra as well. Bitey knows that he's able to just force these tanks back yet again, and Hunter's Mark not put on anyone yet, but if I can imagine who it might be put on, either one of these big tanks, or who needs that when you got damage. Crossfire comes through. MrHaze running away from his tank, and now Ruckus, he's going to lose this DPS battle.
Look at this early game. They just can't shut down the lifesteal coming through from Bitey's Tyra, as well as Awry helping him to stay alive. Great job, and you know, not enough congratulations going to the support players ever in my eyes, but he is doing his best to keep this train a-rolling.
Oh, and Bitey now getting so many kills, 2 in that fight. And randomnoobtv trying to chase Androxus. Can't believe he'll actually grab him, but stolzey and Bitey there to follow up. He's not getting away anytime soon. Bright Marsh too close, too good, and Wi-Fi, can't mention enough about him. His hooks have been on point this game.
The damage is just colossal right now from Denial. There are so many answers to all of the shielding, all the mitigation, all of the airborne threats. Denial, I love this draft from them. They're looking comfortable for the first time this set.
This is the meta draft. This is not a meta draft. This is that series draft we talk about, where these teams play each other so many times that they just develop a strategy that works for what is working already. And this is really, I think, such a great counter to the big strength that randomnoobtv has shown. And now in game 5, he's got to do something he's done differently all set.
Bitey will go down to a nice long-range salvo. stolzey caught in a rough spot here. He's going to get bursted down by Vandy's Cassie, and it's going to skunk most of the aggression thus far. Denial do have the time, 35 seconds to get this one started back up. They've got every ultimate except a Cursed Arm to try and kick this payload push off. Kungarna only have 2 ultimates to hold. Dread Serpent's a good one. Scout's not going to do much for them in this situation, however.
No, it's not. Absolutely not. Convergence, though, might just do a lot for a barrage from Vic. Great combination. One is on their fire from Bitey as well, plus PrinceDannyTV and Victor following up means that the damage is in plenty for the side of Denial. They seem to have wiped every single person on Kungarna with that wombo combo, and this is a 2-0 effect for them. Let's check the damage charts as we head into round number 2 and the items.
5,000 damage for Victor. I mean, 1 barrage shell connecting with everybody from Kungarna is going to be decimation. That's 7,500 damage for stolzey right then and there. And then follow-up shells, grenades. We're looking at grenade launchers, maybe even a firebomb. All good stuff for setting up that wombo combo from Awry, who hits a beautiful convergence and frankly wins that round there. That convergence got that conversion for Denial.
Oh yeah, I mean he had how many? 5 people. It was so well timed, so appropriate, and now there's just really not enough time to react. The reaction needs to be in the item purchases, and that's resilience. Funny enough, though, resilience won't stop you when you get pulled. It will only stop you after the delay of when the post pull stun. So if you want to get out of that barrage, might have helped them save the day. stolzey on the point for denial, 9% already. Things looking like they're going the exact same way. But Vandyy tries and fails to change things.
Try to get in there to Danny, actually in the back line here on MrHazee, trying to shut this one down. Here comes the Dragon Punch. It doesn't connect. stolzey takes down Random Noob mid-flight.
Oh, got him this time. Says, I'm not going to do that. Another one down the first time, but I come through when I need to, and this is stolzey playing big, making the right choice to attack the dragon while he was vulnerable in the ult. Bitey now facing off against Vandyy, who rolls into him, and with a Torvald bubble will escape from that duel very safely, but Wi-Fi on the money with a hook, still gonna die, thanks to Vandyy and randomnoobtv following up.
Splitting up the team fight nicely here. Comeback mechanic engaged for Kungarna, so they're capturing this one very quickly. Somebody's got to get in here. Danny looked like he wants to be the one to start the overtime. Actually, nobody even stepped foot. Now in a rough spot here. Denial could lose this follow-up fight and give a lot of momentum to Kungarna.
stolzey actually falls here, and Kungarna, like you mentioned, getting the momentum back. And after such a great performance, it almost feels like Denial let their foot off the gas pedal here and pay the very dear price, and maybe that's just giving Kungarna the hope they needed to really find some rhythm. Vandyy as well, like I mentioned earlier, playing really nicely on this Cassie and being much more of a threat than I would have said, stolzey really appeared to be last game for Denial on Frozen Guard.
2 minutes remain. Crossfire charged up and ready to go for Bitey. stolzey finds the first frag. Crossfire pop, pedal to the metal. stolzey, Bitey surging forward, just boxing with this ruckus, but the lifesteal just isn't enough given the mitigation, and Random Noob pins him to the wall with a nice fire spike.
Oh, double kill in the back line for PrinceDannyTV as well, Nick. Looking at the way Danny is taking on randomnoobtv, almost as a challenge, I think, is really great to see. He's really anticipating, and this is beautiful too, just stalling out the kill for Torvald so they can stay staggered. But really, I love the way that PrinceDannyTV is really taking on the challenge. He's new on this team and he wants to prove himself here, and he's doing a great job of it.
Taking him seriously, he's just flopping around that team fight, doing his best. But Grandpa does have the Hyper Beam charge, could knock them all off the map for their transgression. Shield already popped. Record 3 online in the second round for stolzey.
Again, Danny kills randomnoobtv, hunts him down, finds him, gets the kill, wins the... This is what stolzey wasn't doing. This is what Bitey wasn't doing. PrinceDannyTV may just be serving the perfect purpose for this new squad, and now actually hyper beamed off the map. It'd be a weird one to fight. No one sees him. MrHazee doesn't see him. Danny gonna get a kill off of it. Oh my god.
Back on into the map mid-air. Good stuff there from PrinceDanny. They didn't take Torvald seriously, and he blew them all off the map for it, but Danny turning it around, not out of the fight just yet. Running Godslayer connects it, gets the dash resets as well, but just why did it take Denial 5 games to figure out that Drogoz was the problem?
I think you don't really understand how good, what quality, how much of a fluke it is until you see it over and over again. And you see randomnoobtv started to have some amazing plays, and you say, wow, this guy's not joking around. He really knows what he's doing. And PrinceDannyTV is really taking it upon himself to shut it down. And yet again, Danny with a kill onto noobtv. And here's a convergence, big time stuff. Barrage is ready. They may not want to use it though. On the defense, it's important. If they keep this their way, it will be a 3-1 lead going into the next point fight for Denial.
stolzey is ripping damage right now into that ruckus. Now MrHazee, the target of his eye, are going to go down very quickly. Vandyy rolling in here. This could be conversion for Kungarna. Random Noob finding a ton of kills. 3 triple kill. The second you don't shut him down, he punishes you.
And that is another moment, and I think a very fitting moment, an ironic moment, where PrinceDannyTV gets the final kill on the Random Noob. All of this push, and then finally Random Noob answers back with not only a successful push, but a final kill onto Danny. He's the problem. They got to keep answering it.
Dude, I love this draft, though. It's so awesome just to see a different dynamic here in North America. Wholly different. It makes LAN, I think, more interesting when everyone's getting everything they want, because nobody wants what you want and you don't want what they want. North America here with these 3 hit scan, Bitey on his Tyra. Just loving life, I think, right now. 2-2. It's all tied up, and it could go either way.
No jokes here. Both teams very serious. And if I'm looking at PrinceDannyTV, I know he's trying to hunt down right now. Both of the battle of television here going on in the sky as well. and very, very important. Vandyy, though, will take one himself, but Barrage will help out with that tool. And now PrinceDannyTV is free to help hunt the dragon. He spots him out, and this is inevitable that he will become his next target. MrHazee just poked away, and Denial really changed this team fight to go their way.
Jeez, stolzey is turning this Torvald into Swiss cheese in literally a clip and a half. 5,000 shield HP disappears in like 5 shots, and then all that health very quick to fall afterward. Hipfire Victor does the most damage, I think, in the game, especially because stolzey is pounding every single one of these grenades home. 213 a shot. It's over 2,000 damage per second.
Oh, no, and the bonus damage from the grenade, plus the bonus damage from the first 4 rounds, plus the bonus damage fire. It's ridiculous. Firefight Victor is not something to mess around with. Danny, though, and randomnoobtv. Who's going to win? What's going to come of it? And randomnoobtv still alive. Then he will fall thanks to the pressure that Danny had provided earlier. stolzey and Bitey combining as well. And that is overtime, taking away Denial in the lead.
Yeah. They are just too strong to be able to live through that entire fight. stolzey on his Victor, and Tyra, played by Bitey, 7 and 8 streaks through that last team fight. Way too much damage pouring in for anyone to try and mitigate from Kungarna. stolzey has actually taken the lead on the damage charts, just barely beating out, now actually beating by a significant margin, almost 10,000 out in front of Random Noob.
Oh, man, that reversal is huge. 1,700 damage with Godslayer catching the fight. But they'll actually die off of a really well-timed Dread Serpent. This is going to be a full team wipe. And Saris and stolzey still alive, getting some grenade damage, just making sure the ultimate's charged and they're poked out. But now, I love the way Kungarna's playing. Vandyy isolated, though. If they find the pick here, they don't see him. They don't see Vandyy. They could have easily taken him out of the fight.
Oh, they found him now. stolzey's going to track him down, blast him. Early man advantage. Danny is up in Random Noob's face. Why are those two the most caught out right now? They're going to go down very early on in this fight. Not a great look for Kungarna.
This is the mistake that doesn't come with experience. I mean, a little bit of confidence, absolutely, but experience, knowing that this could hurt you and change, this could end your game. The fact that this all just happened, and now randomnoobtv goes down. They haven't fought as a 5-man crew in a long. Crossfire from Bitey, looking to change things up.
Oh, so much damage pouring in from such a long range. The heal coming through from Saris, as well as the crossfire with the lifesteal. Bitey just cannot be stopped in that fight. Huge mistake here from Kungarna, and they can point pretty easily to what went wrong for them now. Random Noob tries to come in, but a nice headshot from Danny is going to take him out mid-flight. Denial take the game and the set, but not after one hell of a fight from Kungarna.
Oh, one hell of a fight, but like you mentioned, it's really easy to look back at the tape and see what went wrong. And that was just a little bit of the confidence of the zone, getting ahead of themselves, losing a real key pickup with Vandyy. And I think Denial also credited them to take advantage of it. You know, stolzey went in for the barrage and actually, you know, was really not on that moment, but for a lot of moments, really choosing to really take advantage of the crucial, maybe just one person kill that could change this fight. And I think that for me, maybe was the theme that got them the edge over Kungarna at the very end of the day.
stolzey on his Victor, 43 and 8, 96,000 damage. Great game from him. No flank pressure from Kungarna's side, but still, despite those 3 hit scans, Random Noob still able to put in 85,000 damage on his Drogos. So might be someone just to watch out for coming up in this scene. Very incredible plays from him today. Torvald as well, keeping him safe from a lot of that burst damage, but Kungarna still not able to get it done. I'm looking forward to them. I expect fully and wholly, from the bottom of my heart, to be able to see them in the semifinals next week.
And that's exciting. And I can't wait to see the progression. If anything gets you excited about Paladins Esports, it's these types of games where you see experienced veterans come across a semifinal that challenges them, that pushes them to the next level, that makes them know they can't stay content. New players, new teams are coming. If I'm Kungarna, if I'm looking at this from a top-down perspective, I'm saying, man, this is a team with some potential. Can't wait to see these guys next weekend, hopefully. Congrats to them on getting this far. It is going to be the finals coming up right after this break, guys. So don't go anywhere. Grab some water, grab some chips, get some dinner, order some Chinese, whatever you need to do. But we will see you here for the finals. It's going to be Odin's Chosen versus Denial.